Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Moose Minute Project here on a Tuesday morning. Coming to you live from southwest Wisconsin on a beautiful sunshiny day. Going to be very warm today. So, with the hot weather, thank God I'm down the weight I am, because I don't think I could do a lot of the things I want to do, as in the previous times when I was a lot heavier. I'm approaching 8 years post-stroke on the 23rd, so July 23rd will be a big day for me. That'll be 8 years post-stroke, and I have done very well. I'm very blessed that way, and I try to live my way that I am blessed. I was able to mow last night till about 8 o'clock. Still got some mowing to do, and then I got sweeping to do today, so that'll give the grass time to dry out today. So, welcome to the Moose Minute Project titled Monsters Inside. On my way to work today, this song came out in 2019 by Sammy Kershaw, Monsters Inside Fred, his friend Fred. Yep, you need to look it up. You need to listen to it. I think it speaks volumes where we are today. That song talks about meth and that kind of stuff inside him. I'm positive when you listen to it, you'll agree with that. But you could change those lyrics however you want to include alcohol, to include just the way we are treating people now and things, mental health overall in general. So again, the song was wrote 6 years ago, released 6 years ago in 2019, and Sammy Kershaw was the artist. You know, the thing that amazes me with that song is how accurate it is. There's so many people, and drugs right now are being looked at totally different. When you look at meth, you look at, back when I was growing up, I remember a lot of talk about cocaine, angel's dust, those kind of things, mushrooms, all that stuff were talked about and worried about. And now you're having drugs that are made with pesticides and different kind of toxins and everything else. And people are messing with them and cutting them with whatever they want to cut with them to make them go longer. And you watch people slowly deteriorate. People are not I think the big thing is alcohol is too. If you're drinking every day, or even if it's one or two, are you relying on a substance to get through? I take a med for my depression. I take a med for my seizures. Is it similar? Some people could say yes, it alters the brain, it does things. But if you are doing those activities to escape reality or to bury your feelings, whatever it may be, take time, set back. If you are drinking every day to excess, or if you're hiding it, if you are having to hide your alcohol use from loved ones, look into getting help. I've had family members that, thank God they did. I've had family members that I wish they would admit that they have the same problems. It is key to making things work. Do I drink to excess? Every now and then. Probably once every month, maybe month and, every 2 months, maybe. But it's usually with friends, and my wife knows about it, or my family knows about it, because I'm usually with them if that happens. I'm not trying to hide the habit. So if you are honestly doing that, there's probably what that song is talking about, is that there's a monster inside, and it's taking over that kind, compassionate, wanting to help person. It is key that we get that under control to where you can honestly handle things. And if you are drinking every day, or if you're having the shakes, you're having all of that, I pray that you get the help you need to get over those hurdles. I hope you have the support to help you there. If you are family members, I know it's tough to talk about because most of the time it leads to an explosion. Most of the time it leads to a fight of saying, oh, it's not that bad. I don't have that problem. I'm over that problem. Just please listen to that song. Again, it's Sammy Kershaw. It came out in 2019. Monsters Inside My Friend Fred. It's a really good song to listen to at these current times with all the mental health stuff we have going on, all the ups and downs and everything else that we have going on as well. It's just a key thing to listen to, I think. It hit home pretty good today on the way to work. Just because of people I know, struggles they're going through. You know, if you were in an abused relationship, if you were in abusive relationships, all of those things, you can usually tie a lot of that back to some form of substance abuse. If you were in those relationships and there wasn't, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you were in those relationships because of everything you were going through. Reach out and get help. Reach out and get help for yourself as well. I know it's hard to do. But again, I think it's very important. The drug pandemic right now in our county, I shared a statistic yesterday. There was a thing looked at that Richland Center made it number 2 on the nastiest cities to live in Wisconsin, behind Sheboygan and a few. I mean, there's other places on that list, but you know, I saw somebody yesterday on one of the rants and chats or whatever complaining about somebody after they mow, why they don't clean up their sidewalk. And yet after that, people were like, gosh, if you're complaining about somebody mowing, you're better off than we are where our neighbors haven't mowed. I mean, if you drive through towns, you can see the different aspects. And you wonder what their personal life is, or what demons they're fighting, or whatever it may be, or how they were raised to just be able to live that way. Storage totes, automobiles, lawns not kept. It all just amazes me. And so it's curious to me, as if you see a friend struggling, or if you see a friend that is partaking or going down bad roads, are you a good enough friend to say something, or do you just let them kind of self-destruct before it all hits rock bottom? I think that's where we need to get back to as a country, back as a community. I think we need to start having those interventions of, are you all right? You don't have to get into what they're doing, but you need to pay attention and just say, hey, are you okay? Is everything going well? Are you doing, do you need anything at all? At least do your part and try to help and try to bless somebody in a way of trying to reach out. Maybe you're the only one that has. Maybe everybody else just says, well, that's Larry. That's just Larry. It'll be fine. Or that's just Fred. Fred is not doing well, and, he's just going to do what he's going to do. Has anybody taken the time to really reach out and said, hey, what's going on, bud? And if you lose him as a friend, or he can't see that you're doing it, and you don't do it in a sarcastic manner or anything, I think that's the other problem we have right now, is people get involved in other people's business a lot of times just to make it worse, maybe, is how I look at it. But if you actually do it as a compassionate person, and you are concerned about them, I think it would make a huge difference. So, that's what I have today. Take a listen to that song. You know, like I said, Sammy Kershaw brought it out in 2019. I don't think anybody understood this pandemic of the drugs that we have flowing around through Highway 14 from basically Chicago to La Crosse, major thoroughfare. There's a huge amount of drugs that go by my house every day. I guarantee it. And there's probably a lot of them that are manufactured right around my house. I have some suspicions, but I'm guessing there's probably some around your house. You can probably name a house that, you know. I think a lot of times too, there's people in our county, in our city, that get labeled. And if you look back at how they were raised, at some point you need to be a little compassionate. Yes, they're old enough to make their own choices. They were doing that. But they weren't old enough to make their choices when they were 13 or 14. Parents were not involved, or parents were doing the same behavior. And so it is hard to go, well, they're just losers. That's how it is. They were probably raised by people that were raised by people. You'll see it goes back and back and back generations. The people that believe in probably spanking their kids were probably spanked. And I'm not talking about beat. I'm not talking about beating them. I'm talking about a spanking, which was, in my case, either one really hard one or two really hard ones from my mom, and that was it. Those kind of upbringings, you know, I'm not talking about a dad that backhanded his kids or beat them with belts or did all that stuff. I am talking about discipline. If you saw that, it probably can go back. If you see drug use and all of that stuff, you can probably go back. Or nobody intervened when they started hanging out with those kids. Just my thought. That's my thought today on the Moose Minute Project. If there's monsters inside you right now, I just hope that you can talk about it, get help with it, whatever it may be. So, have a great day. Take time to bless somebody today. Enjoy the sunshine. And if you are all good and everything is going great, thank the good Lord that your day for today is really good, and looking forward to tomorrow. And I will be back tomorrow with another edition of the Moose Minute Project. Thanks for tuning in. Also, a reminder on YouTube, I have a channel under the Moose Minute Project under my own name, Chris Gerber. You can look them up. There's 250 some Moose Minute projects. You can become a subscriber on YouTube. I go through and delete anybody that I don't recognize, so I will never become $1 million or a million virtual person, because I don't let anybody else just follow me on Instagram or here or on YouTube. So I delete all of them, and that's why I'm glad I'm small. I don't have to worry about it. So you all have a great day. I'll be back tomorrow morning with another edition of the Moose Minute Project. And as always, slow connection, see? That happens too. That's in my brain. I get a slow connection once in a while. But take time to bless somebody's day, and we'll be back.